Hey guys, okay, we're going to start with a shoe that is foreshortened. That means it's coming straight out at you. So it's shortened and it's coming forward. That's where we get that name from. So I'm just drawing a curved line, two straight lines up, and another curved line on top. Also, I started way on the left-hand side of my paper, and I don't know why. Y'all don't do that. Start in the middle. So I drew a curved line on top, and this is just going to signify sort of the top of the shoe area. And now I'm drawing some diagonal lines that are going to go in. They're going in and then coming right back out. So going in, diagonal lines going in, and then coming out just slightly. This is like the basic shape of our shoe. From here, you can kind of create whatever shoe you want to, but when you're standing looking straight, this is what a shoe is going to look like. So you're not going to see a whole lot of it. I'm going to draw just a little bit of that inside back heel. You don't have to really. It's only if you see it. I'm just going off of the picture that's in our slideshow. That's why I'm drawing it, but you don't necessarily have to draw it. Sometimes you don't see it when you're standing looking straight at you. Okay, so I'm just going to darken up my lines, just kind of give my shoe a little bit more shape. Just define it a little bit more, give it some more detail. I'm going to come in with the inside part of the shoe, you know, like where the shoelaces go. We've got that tongue. So I'm just doing curved lines. Looks like a letter C and a backwards letter C. And this is just going to be like, oh, maybe those like Ked shoes, you know what I'm talking about? So now I'm going to draw some shoelaces that are going to go in here. And it's just a straight line and just zigzag lines up. And then some zigzag lines down. And then I'm going to tie my shoe. And I'm just doing this real quick, just kind of messy. I just want you to get the basis of what a shoe looks like when it's foreshortened or when you're standing straight, looking straight out at you. So I'm just going to darken up and just give it a little bit more detail and some shading. Okay, now I'm just going to give this guy some rolled up jeans. I've sped up the video so that you don't have to watch me do it exactly. But basically, I'm just choosing one of those jeans that's on the slides, and I'm just drawing it sort of the same way I did the arms. So these are some baggy jeans, so I'm just going to draw them with a bunch of little lines and shading. Now I'm going to give my shoe some shading down below. That way it looks like it lives somewhere and it's not floating on my paper. Okay, let's draw the second shoe to the left. This is why I wanted you to start sort of in the middle, because I don't know why I started way over here, but whatever. You're going to start the same way you did with two curved lines. This shoe is going to be positioned so that I see more of it. It's on the angle just a little bit. So I'm going to still start with a curved line, but this curved line looks a little bit different. Then I'm going to do a diagonal line that goes back. And then this part I'm working on right now is the back heel, which is what I'm going to see, which I didn't see a whole lot of when I was doing my foreshortened shoe. So this is the top part of my shoe. And then I'm going to come in with a curved line and then sort of just connect it. So I'm always starting with kind of a basic shape, and then I go back in and change things around and add some detail, but it's easier for me to start with just the basic shape and then erase as I need to erase. Okay, here's where the shoelaces live. So I'm going to see one of those curved letter C's and not really the other one so much, right? Because I'm seeing my shoe on the angle. And here I'm just going to start to better define my shoe, darken up some of the heel, and then I'm going to give him some jeans over here. Who wears rolled up jeans like that? I don't know. I just sort of made him sort of gooby a little bit. That's okay. Okay, so I do want you guys to practice jeans, so I decided I might as well do them completely while I'm working on these shoes. So I wish I would have started a little bit further down on my paper, but that's okay. All right, so I'm just going to add a little bit of more detail onto my shoe, just sort of better define it, darken up some edges, shade it a little bit more. Just going back and forth with my eraser. And then I'm going to give it some shading underneath my shoe as well, so it has a place to live and it's not just a shoe floating in the air. Now I'm going to go and finish my jeans. So this is where, and I wish I would have started down below, but no big deal. So I'm just going to keep on adding onto my jeans. I sped up this part of the video, but you guys might as well do your jeans attached to your feet as well. You don't have to, but I do want you to practice a pair of jeans. So I just decided to connect them to my shoes. That just made sense to me. So I'm just adding those little folds, the creases. You know, these are baggy jeans. Remember, gravity is what is defining those folds. I also decided to draw a skirt just in case one of you girls wanted to do a skirt instead of a pair of jeans. I'm okay with that. This is a skirt from the slide. So I'm just using my fingers. You guys can do whatever pair of bottoms you want to do, but I want you guys to do bottoms. Okay, let's draw a couple of hands. I've sped up my video because all I did was I just chose 2 hands to draw from the slides. So I chose to draw a hand that's just hanging down, sort of relaxed. Maybe if it's just right by your side, this is what it would look like. So I'm starting with the angle or the outside lines of the hand, and it's just a curved line or a diagonal line down, and then a curved line across for the fingers. And then here's the thumb right here. I wanted to tell you guys that today was an off day for me. Like, hand wise, I could not draw a hand to save my life. I think I tried about 5 times to draw this hand when normally I can draw it in a half a second. But today, I don't know why, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to share that with you guys because that's just what happens sometimes, right? We just have off days and it just didn't look right to me. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys that this is my 5th try at this hand. But it's going to look the same on the other side, right? You're going to see your thumb first if you're standing straight ahead. If you just have a figure just standing straight, the thumb is, you're going to see that thumb first, and then the fingers just kind of curve down around the thumb. So I chose to do this hand, and then I added just some clothing around it just so I could um, give it some sort of uh, like it belongs somewhere, not just a random hand on my paper. And then I did a hand in fist form because I was feeling frustrated and wanted to draw a hand in a fist. So that's what I did. So you can draw two different hands, whichever ones y'all want to draw is fine with me. But if you want it on the same piece of paper, that's fine. So I want to see a pair of shoes, some bottoms, either jeans or skirt, and then two hands for this assignment. And then the next one, we're going to piece it all together and then do a figure using all of these new techniques that we learned. So you can follow along with me on my hands here, or you can just look on that piece of paper. If you have another picture of a hand that you'd rather draw from, I'm fine with that too. It doesn't have to be the ones on my slide. So I'm always starting out with just the basic outside lines of my hands. And then I'm going back in and adding all those details and lines and shading and things like that. But even I mess up, y'all. Look, I sat here forever going, this doesn't look right. So go easy on yourselves. Hands are hard. But it's all just lines and shapes. All just lines and shapes and then shading.